And, I got to say, a lot of podcasters out there, a lot of content creators are using potatoes. They're like recording their interviews on Zoom, which, okay, it's free. But yeah, I mean, the quality of the content matters. Riverside seems like a huge upgrade, no?
Yeah, I mean, Zoom's not even, you get the 40 minutes for free. You can't even do a full hour if you wanted to do it, right? And so the quality is way better. I mean, you can when you can chop things up for clips now, there's the AI piece of it. And then also, it's very easy to make short form videos from it directly too. And so also the AI transcription, we use the AI transcription and we've been using that to create the content that we have from marketing school, just throwing it up on our blog and our traffic's just going up and to the right.
Yeah, I got to say, AI transcription technology and AI in general has completely blown my mind over the last 8 months. It's completely insane. How are you using AI in your company right now?
Yeah, so the example I just gave with Marketing School. So Marketing School is one of the podcasts that I do. It's a daily one, and we have like 2,500, maybe close to 3,000 episodes now. I forget, but it's only 5 to 10 minutes, right? So it's not that many episodes. But at the end of the day, we're just Neil, my podcast co-host, and I, we're recording, and then we have to go back to our business, right? And historically, I've always thought about, man, if someone could just be writing the content, because we talk about trendy marketing topics, if someone could just make this into blog posts for every single episode that we do, then we'd be getting a lot more organic traffic. And now we've been doing that for maybe 2-3 months or so, and it's working really well. It's maybe 60 to 70% of the AI is doing the work. So what happens there, I'll give you the workflow for a second. We record the podcast, Riverside creates an AI transcription. We take that AI transcription and we throw it into like a ChatGPT, for example, and we say, ChatGPT, convert the following into a blog post with nice headers, right? It'll make it into a blog post. We'll then take that blog post and put it into a AI detector, right? Like a duplicate content detector. We use Hugging Face. We throw it in there, 95, 96% real. Okay, cool. Human editor comes in for the last, 20% of it. They find the right facts. They fact check. They add in statistics, pictures, videos, and all that. And boom, we have all these posts now. There's no way you can even tell that it's written by an AI.
Yeah, it's similar experience over here. So I'm interested in this topic of using an AI duplicate detector like Hugging Face. Why is that such an important process when it comes to putting this content on your website or on your blog? Why is that such an important step?
Yeah, so some people in SEO, they get scared that if your content is duplicate, you get penalized or whatever. That's not really the case. It's more so you're just not going to get credit for it. And so if we're going to spend the time doing it, editing it and all that, at least we want to have another checkpoint that says, okay, at least this looks legit. And the other thing I'll say too is a lot of these duplicate content checkers, they're not always accurate, but at least you have another checkpoint. So
cool. So I wanted to double check on you with that, on that topic with you, because it's been my experience, it's been my understanding that it's not impacted by SEO yet, right? Your website SEO is not impacted by using the AI software yet, but things are changing all the time. As marketers, we understand that we live and die by the algorithms. Things change all the time. So if Google decided to start impacting it, you could you go from the very top of Google to the very bottom of Google overnight. That's no bueno.
Yeah, and so Google actually said this, maybe they changed their stance a year ago. They're like, oh, you can't just do AI content. And now it's more so around, hey, as long as it helps human beings, you're good. And, obviously you can't publish 10,000 pages in a day. But at the end of the day, Mark, would you care if your house is built by robots or humans?
Whatever does it better. I don't care.
Yeah,
it's all good.
Exactly, right? You and I wouldn't care, right? And probably a robot, we know our calculator does math better than us, right? And so robots are going to be better at specialized things. And so that's one instance of us using it. So I'm not too concerned about it, to answer your question directly. And then another instance of us using AI would be this concept of programmatic SEO. Have you heard of this at all?
This is a new one, which is why listen, you're hearing it here first, programmatic SEO. Give it to me, baby.
Yeah, so when I used to work at a company, let's call this 12, 13 years ago. So I was working in a large publishing company. We created a bunch of content every day, right? And I would tell our developers, so I was an SEO there, and I would say, hey, we need to create these templates of pages and make these pages at scale. And so an example of this might be, if you go to Expedia.com, it's fun things to do in Rome, best things to eat in Rome. And you have all these permutations on these travel websites, right? Like TripAdvisor.com too. And you create millions of pages that have these permutations. You're bound to get a ton of traffic, right? Now, that was very doable maybe 10, 15 years ago when you had an engineering team and a product team that was backing what you wanted to do as an SEO. But now, because of Google Bard or ChatGPT, you can now do this at scale. And so here's the example of how we're doing this at my ad agency, right? For example, we want to create agency pages based on the category. So it could be like e-commerce or SaaS, for example, or Los Angeles marketing agency or something like that. We can now create a lot of these permutations. We'll create a template of a page on what we think looks good. And then we'll have the AI help assist with writing unique content, explaining what this page does. We'll put in testimonials. We'll cross-link to other things. Now, without making this sound too complicated, basically, we're just able to create a lot more pages at scale now that are helpful to people that are searching for these things. And so I don't need to try to optimize for keywords that are getting thousands and thousands of visits, maybe even 20, 50 visits a month or so. That's totally cool because I'm now doing this at scale.
Is there a particular app that you're using to create these templates for websites?
No, we're just designing, we're skinning it ourselves internally. And then, we have our developers that we work with. And then we're just leveraging the OpenAI API to do this. And it's costing us, I believe, so here's a cool thing. ChatGPT 3.5, the API calls, I believe it'll cost you like a fraction of a penny per call. And now with ChatGPT 4, it's costing us maybe like 30 cents to produce each page. So it's a lot more expensive, but it's still good.
So it's still worth it because, I mean, when I was first got into podcast production, it was costing me like hundreds and hundreds of dollars to hire people to write these blog articles, and these AI programs can write the blogs not only super well, but it turns a very average or mediocre writer into like an all-star copywriter. Yep. So are you automating this process using the OpenAI software, using like Zapier to integrate things, or how are you automating it?
Yeah, so we have engineers internally, but it's not like a huge team that's doing it. So we are automating it, and there are some zaps that we make, but that's for like separate type of projects. This is basically what we do here is we'll create the topical map. So we'll do a bunch of keyword research, and then our team will go in and they'll approve the keywords that make sense, and then from there we'll run it through kind of the machine that we have. And that's what it's set up like right now. And we have what we want to do in maybe the near future, next couple months or so, is to give this machine away for free because selfishly that generates more leads for the ad agency.
Yeah. And so this is a thing that I've been preaching a lot on the After Hours Entrepreneur Show. Every single industry is going to be disrupted. If you're still doing it the same way that you were doing it 5 years ago, you're probably already dead. You just don't know it.
Thanks for watching Mark Savant Media. Here we're going to help you create better content in less time and turn that attention into income. If you love this video, you're going to love these videos here. Click the one. Me and my team specially selected this just for you. Click the link. Check out the video. I'll catch you here next time on Mark Savant Media. Peace.